So I ran a poll to see what the best skin for every legend in Brawlhalla is, and I got 248 responses over the next week. The results were shocking. Alright, maybe not for some legends, but still, there was some very interesting data that I found that I'll be revealing with some of the legends as we go along in this video. Something that I feel like I should also mention is that the base skin was not a choice in this poll. Of course, let me know thoughts in the comments, and if you have not already, subscribe to the channel because it's going to be the best year yet. Starting with Bodvar, he had his Draugr skin come in with 23% of the votes, narrowly beating out the Asgardian skin at 22.2%. Cassidy's number one was of course Sandy Cheeks at 21.8%, already an unsurprising result. One of the first big crossovers in Brawlhalla and also the number one skin for Orion was Black Knight at 38.3%. Lord Vraxx had 34.3% of his votes go towards Princess Bubblegum. Shocker. Shovel Knight came in first for Gnash at 36.7%, but I was surprised at the love Monster Gnash got with 14.9% of the votes. Queen Nai's High Priestess skin had a dominant victory at 37.1%. On the opposite end, Empress Nai had only one vote or 0.4%. Mind you, she was the first legend to have a skin with only one vote so far. On Hattori, a narrow win was achieved for the all-time classic Kitsune Hattori skin at 23.4% of votes, beating out Akuma no Kogo Hattori by 2 votes. At 29.4% of the votes, Classy Roland takes the win comfortably over the King Knight at 21%. Scarlet's Airship skin won at 32.7% of the votes, while her Steam Tank skin received only a singular vote. Yikes. A result that I was happy to see was Snake Eyes beating out all the other Thatch skins at 35.5% of the votes. On Ada, who else could you vote for aside from Heat Blast, who had 25.4% of the votes? Sentinel's newest skin, Frost Tech, came in first at 25.4% of the votes. Personally, I found Lucien's result to be the most shocking, as 18.1% voted for the Horseman Lucien as number one. Pavelski fans are an absolute shambles knowing that Spec Ops Lucien lost by 1 vote at 17.7%. You mess with the bull, you get the star, because Patrick Star took 25.8% of the votes on Teros. Aurora Brynn came in huge with 48.4% of the votes. This is the most clear-cut victory yet. I've always thought this Asuri skin had a big head, but the poll shows 32.3% of votes went to Skell Asuri. Cody Travis can rejoice knowing that at 23%, the number one Barraza skin is the sawed-off Barraza. Unsurprisingly, Fang Wild's Heart Ember comes first at 29.8% of votes. Muerto Azoth secured a win at 28.2%. Didn't really know what I expected with Koji's result, but the Ronin skin cleared out at 40.3%. Ulgrim, or should I say Macho Man, came in at 36.3% with a strong win. Mad Dr. Ulgrim sadly received 0 votes. Diana had an overall good mix, but Survivor Lara Croft won at 14.9%. Finn destroyed all other Jhala skins at 41.5%. Snowman Core and Jake are the clear favorites, but Jake came in with a slight edge over the Snowman at 33.9%. Now I have a personal stake in the Wu Shang result, and I'm happy to report my 2 favorite skins were number 1 and number 2 by 1 vote difference. Chun-Li takes number 1 with 25% of the votes. The Val result was also a huge shock to me, as I didn't even know that Chimera Val was a popular choice. 27.8% of the votes went here. My poor Hardsuit Val was only 5.2% of the votes. Ragnir's winner was the Inferno skin at 17.7%. This was the only skin that I didn't immediately recognize, but I will say it is a solid one. As much as I hate the loot crossover for Cross, I was anticipating it to be number 1. However, Krampus Cross won at 39.1% of the votes. The only Mirage skin I would have found acceptable to win was the Freestyle Mirage, and I was not disappointed. It mopped the poll at 39.5%. In a slim victory, Grim Reaper Nyx wins with 16.5% of the votes, over Spectre Knight, which got 15.3%. I want to make it known that yes, Fenrir Mordex did win at 46.4%, but it wasn't even close to the most dominant victory on the list. I think Tai Lung existing kept this from happening. The art team absolutely cooked for Yumiko with her latest skin, and Nari Yumiko winning at 36.7%. The first legend to have over 50% of votes to one skin is Future Spirit Artemis. It won with 50.8% of votes. On Caspian, Plague Knight took the cake with 27.8% of total votes. However, I did know All City Caspian would come in second with 22.2%. Sidra was an extremely balanced split, but 18.5% of votes went to Beast Master Sidra. In the vein of balance, there was a tie for third as Pirate Queen and Queen Beat Sidra both had 16.5% of the votes. Xull at 39.9% had Amethyst comfortably win. I guess people just aren't a fan of the orc. Kaya's number 1 was Aurora Kaya at 28% of the votes. You all must hate children or something though, because Kindergarten Kaya only got 1 vote. When you're Isaiah and you have a Master Chief crossover, of course it'll be winning. Master Chief had 41.9% of total votes. Okay, so Dullahan Jiro eviscerated all other skins at 59.7% votes. I used Komainu Jiro and it only got 9.7% of the votes. Might be time to change my channel icon. For Lin Fei, it was another crossover victory with Sakura having 32.7% of votes. For Zariel, Devil Jin mogged any other skin in the most decisive victory yet. Jin won with 60.1% of votes. The crossover legend Rayman had his 2 crossovers come in the lead. Who would have thought though? SpongeBob SquarePants won with 37.1%. To me, Dusk has a pretty weak selection of skins, but Deathcap Dusk got first with 41.1%. One of the original 3 Fate skins, it was refreshing to see Dark Arts Fate win with 35.5% of the votes. Surprisingly, Thor was a 1 vote difference between the Undertaker and Capra Thor. Capra Thor, though, comes out on top with 27.4% of the votes. Pleasantly surprised to see that Lost World Petra won majority of the votes handily at 34.7%. Vector has an arsenal of mid skins, but one does stick out. Hotshot Vector wins at 37.1% of total votes. Volkov had one of the most visually appealing charts. I didn't expect to see Rocker Volkov be first though, with 29% of the votes. I knew Festive Onyx was a very popular skin, but I did not know it'd get 62.5% of the votes. On Jaehyun, how could you pick anything else but Death Jester Jaehyun? It was number 1 with 36.7%. With a 40.7% pick rate, Orca Mako had an easy win versus the other choices. Magyar doesn't have many skins, but they are quality. 35.9% went to Phantom of the Armor Magyar. Reno had a 1 vote difference for first and second place. Fairymoth wins over Honeybeano with 37.1% of the votes. Moonin saw no love as DJ Hewin and Hewin were first and second by a 1 vote difference. DJ Hewin wins though with 31.9%. Arcadia's Briar Rose felt like it'd be the obvious choice, and of course it was. 64.9% of the votes went to this skin. Another crossover legend whose most popular skin is the crossover, Ezio's Alucard skin was the most dominant victory of the entire poll at 68.5% of total votes. Tezca's Corrupted Blood skin won with 55.2%. Don't see how it could lose when it's 3 skins in 1. In a predictable order, we see that Mach 25 Thea got 58.5% of votes. This was followed by Gridrunner in second and Gorgon in third. Initially, there was an error in Red Raptor's poll, which is why you see option 1 in green. I don't think this would have affected the outcome, however, as 44.8% of the votes went to Fallen Raptor. It seems that all of Loki's skins got love in the results, but at 39.9%, THNX researcher Loki wins. And to end, we have Firefighter 7 winning with 52% of the votes. Pretty anticlimactic, but again, to be expected. So that concludes the poll results as well as the video. As much as I liked the concept of this video, it was a monotonous process putting it together. So if you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. If this does well, maybe I'll do a different poll in the future. Bye, everyone.